Newsflash, I am not an African American. Nope. This brown-skinned man doesn't associate with that. What? And I'll break it down and tell you why in this video as we react to this crazy post from a white guy trying to defend us black people. What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers of the Go Political channel. And tonight, I want to share this post that is circulating on social media. A friend of mine, Damian Bunting, posted this, and I read it, and then I read his reaction, and I said, I have got to share a video response to this and talk about it some more. So we're just going to react to this post on the topic of black people being African Americans and how white people like that whole naming convention and they use it to their advantage to accuse other people of being racist and co-opt the whole, black thing. I guess they think that they're saving us or something like that. And I really don't need people saving me and looking out for me. I can make my own decisions. But all of this related to labeling us as this African American thing. Well, anyway, let me just get to the post so you'll understand what the heck that I'm talking about. So on Facebook, my friend put this post up. Here it is right here. And this comes from Gerard LeConte Politics. I'm not sure if this is on Instagram. It looks like an Instagram post, so you can look that up and check it out yourself. Well, here's what this Gerard guy has to say. He says that Zoharan, who's your mommy, Mandami, his father is Ugandan. Uganda is in Africa. Mamdami's mother is Indian. India is in Asia. Mamdami is both Asian American and African American. We just went through this with Kamala Harris. This is not a controversy. The Republican Party is racist. So that's what Gerard had to say. So this is a blow, shots fired against the racist Republican Party. Now, I'm not defending Republicans or anything like that. I'm just using this to support the topic of discussion, the whole African American thing. Now, let me share with you what Damian had to say about this. And he had a very interesting response. So here's Damian's response. I'm going to zoom this up a little bit like so, and then I'll read you what he had to say. He made some good points. Zoharan, Kamala, and even Elon. All right, these are all African Americans, Indian Americans, or whatever you want to call it. Stick to Africa or whatever nation, hyphenate it with American. It's crap like this that has created the delineation movement within the black community. Our lineage here is not a joke. It's not a troll. It's not a designation to be used to your benefit when you want to run for office. And man, I tell you what, that's like the common thing. You want to get in office today. Oh, just throw some, slap on some African American or Indian American or whatever hyphenated thing that you want. It's just supposed to instantly win you votes because that means that the black people automatically vote for you, right? So he goes on to say, which is precisely why we people like me aren't using African American any longer. I'm not an African American. I stopped using that term way back when. And in fact, like 20, 30 years ago, I was telling people, look, I don't mind you calling me an Afro American because it sounds like Afrocentric, like more of an adjective. Afro, okay? Afros. You remember that from, what was that movie? And they had the gang, the Afros. Well, anyway, African American. I'm not an African American because I'm not African. All right, let me continue on. Then I'll tell you why I'm saying that. I'll go further into my opinion. So He says it's foundational Black American, period. And then he gives these 3 requirements to be an FBA. That's short for foundational Black American. I tend to like that abbreviation, okay? So the 3 requirements are: your ancestors must be traced back to the 1870 census as freedmen. Number 2, you have and do to this date identify as a Black American on all legal documents. Okay, so when you're checking the boxes, you got to check that box saying Black American. Number 3, you're not an immigrant. So if you're an immigrant, you don't qualify. You're not an FBA. All right. And then he goes on to say, what my ancestors went through over the last 400 years here is not debatable, nor is it something to be co-opted. So if you think you can play with us about the above, ask Kamala how that worked out. 43 million of us are done with the BS. That's what he says. And I think he's referring to the 43 million Black people in this country, which probably not 100% of them call themselves FBAs. There's still a percentage that are saying African American. Okay, but that's basically what he means. And so the Kamala reference is talking about during the campaign where she was saying that she's Black. And the whole argument was she's not Black. And then I did a video on it and got a lot of people upset. But it was a video covering the fact that she admitted that she's not Black. And she said that there's 2 types of families. You have the family that is you're born into, the DNA family, and then you have the family of the culture you associate with. And what she was clearly saying by that was to say that, yeah, my DNA is not Black because she's not an FBA. She's not like us. Okay? And she was saying that she basically relates to Black culture, Black American culture. She's in the AKA sorority and she likes, Black culture. Now, she doesn't like giving money to Black culture because she gave the $23.6 billion to the AAIP, the Asian and Pacific Islanders with no bid contracts, but we didn't get any of that. So when it comes down to money, she's Asian American. But anyway, I digress. That was what Damien had to say. And so that made me want to do this video here to go further into why I don't claim to be an African American. Okay, so African American. Why do I not lay claim to that? Why is that not a descriptor for me? Well, it's because I'm not African. And how far back are you going to go, or how recent do you go back to find a culture or a country that you identify with? All right. My country is the United States, and all of my lineage, my cultural heritage starts with slavery. Okay. Because the Black community, the people in my community, like Black culture, it was created and birthed in this country right out of slavery. It doesn't come from Africa. Okay, and Africa is a continent. Now, when you do the 23andMe, I've got like 22% from Nigeria and then Cameroon, and then the rest of it's all over the place. But here's the thing about it, guys. Why would I call myself an African American when Africans don't even claim me as one of them? I mean, they're not like us. In fact, they are arrogant about it and they look down on us. It's interesting. And that's not to say I have anything against Africans. I have a lot of very close African friends and fraternity members that are African. All right. But I've noticed that people from the different countries in Africa, I should stop saying African because there's 80 some odd countries in Africa. They look down on Black Americans. In fact, Jamaicans don't even claim us. The majority of Jamaicans don't claim us to be them. They're not like us either. So when you look at culture, when you look at traditions, when you look at heritage, we were made here in the United States, in America. So if anything, I'm an American first and foremost. I'm a Black American if you want to give me a race or a culture, because you can't say I'm African or Nigerian. I don't talk like the Nigerians. I don't talk like the Cameroon people. And I don't look like them either. I mean, look at this nose. I got the big nostrils, right? I got big, juicy lips. But look at the shape of my nose. Look at this hooked crazy looking beak looking nose thing. That ain't African. Look at my dirty skin. I don't have that beautiful blue-black skin that comes straight out of the depths of Nigeria. I don't have that. This is watered down. In fact, my African friends say, you are diluted. You are not original. You are not pure like us Africans. And it's kind of offensive hearing that, but I guess, hey, you know, they're right. We aren't them. We don't listen to their music. We don't dance around like they do and, you know, do the shakers and the congos and the skirts. And that sounds racist. we don't have the same music. We don't talk the same. We don't have the same religions, the same traditions. We don't eat the same. I don't eat African food, okay? The food I eat comes from slavery, soul food, passed down generations. And so that was created right here. And so that's why foundational Black American is a better descriptor to me, because we were the foundation of the United States, of this country. My culture was created here, was foundational to the United States, all right? So I'm a foundational Black, adjective, American, as far as where my culture and heritage comes from. But it's so stupid because, honestly, why don't we call everybody in this country African Americans? Because we all are. And I'm including the Italians, the Irish, the Jewish people, the Chinese. Everybody's an African American. Why? It's because, according to the Bible, the Garden of Eden is in North Africa. And we all come from two people, and we all share one gene. So how come we don't just call everybody African American and get it over with? If we all date back to Adam and Eve, why do we wait and fast forward to the countries and the cultures that spread around in Africa before we can, you know, stop and get off the train and say, okay, that's the point where you have to say that you're from there, and then hyphenate that with American? Why is that? Doesn't make any sense. So if we all came from Adam and Eve, then there's no difference. There's no reason. There's no reason for me to say that I'm African American. No more than the Africans would say that they're Garden of Edonians. Garden of Edonians, that's what they are. No, they call themselves Cameroonies or Nigerians or whatever. So if the majority of my culture comes from right here and was birthed right here, FBA is what describes me. And then you get to all of this hyphenated crap. For some reason, some of these white people that are trying to so-called defend us and accuse the Republicans of being racist by saying that Zohan, who's your mommy, Mandami, is an African American, I'm supposed to vote for him or support him because he gets the hyphen of Africa? No, not at all. He's not one of me. Not at all. And so I don't need the overzealous white people that are out there trying to save us black people and defend us against the evil Republicans. I don't need you doing that. You're doing too much. All right? You're just doing too much. I'll be fine. I stand on my own too. All right? I don't need any help. I'm very strongly independent. I'm not a victim of anything. And I'm proud of my heritage, and I'm proud to be an FBA, and most proud to be a free American who has free will and the ability to be an entrepreneur and be successful in this country. And guess what? There ain't nobody out there that can stop me. I don't need a DEI program. I don't need a hand up, a hand out. I don't need an EBT card to be successful. I could do it all on my own because my mama and my daddy taught me well and taught me how to fight and work hard, accomplish great things, and be an achiever. Okay? So I'd be curious to know your opinion, especially from the black community. Are you an FBA or are you an African American? Please let me know in the comments below, and we'll talk about this more as we get into this Mamdani madness. The Mamdani madness. That's a great way to describe that. But in the meantime, you want to tick the notification bell, like this video, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And we'll come back and talk more about it. And shout out to my friend Damian Bunting for the post, and thank you. Thank you for letting me share my thoughts about this and sharing your post. That's all I got for now. This is Carlton, and I am out.